I'm David Wright. I'm the chef owner of Wright Cream here in Denver, Colorado. And today we're going to show you how to make our chicken katsu sandwich. And we put Captain Crunch in the breading.
What? Another sandwich show?
It's really just a classic chicken katsu, super crispy, fried well, served with an awesome poppy seed and pineapple coleslaw, and then our homemade Tonkatsu sauce. I started making ice cream in my house in the pandemic in 2020 during the summer, delivering it in the parking lots of different grocery stores and people coming up and buying it from me on Instagram or different places like that. And then over the last couple of years, we've kind of gone from me working out of my house to kind of sharing some kitchens with some different restaurants here in town, having a little window of our own and everything. And then the beginning of 2023, we opened up this place here on South Downing. Really, it's grown from just doing packed pints of ice cream to having scoops, to having sundaes, to adding the burgers and the hot food program, to adding things like this chicken katsu sandwich that we're going to show you today. It's what we run as a special on Fridays currently here at the store. Really, we just like to do things over here that people respond to and that they can relate to. Food that you want to eat is really what I like to say. We do a classic tonkatsu sauce over here. Ketchup, sugar, soy, ginger, things of that nature. A little bit of Worcestershire sauce for some tang and everything like that. I strained the tonkatsu sauce just to get rid of some of those stringy gingery bits and the different pieces of garlic, and if there's any leftover pineapple in there. It's just kind of an unpleasant texture that you don't necessarily want. Also getting rid of some of those more mealy pieces of the apple left over from the applesauce. Really just to smooth everything out, make sure that you have a nice clean sauce that goes on top of the chicken. The pineapple poppy seed coleslaw, freshly shaved cabbage and carrot, sliced really, really thin, made with an awesome dressing that's a little bit sweet with some pineapple juice and chunks of pineapple in there. And then some pieces of poppy seed for not only color, but some texture and some flavor as well. Pineapple and the poppy seed just seem to work really, really well together in that sort of coleslaw format with that type of mayonnaise dressing on them. Not only does it bring some color, but it also brings a little bit of texture when you bite into the poppy seed, so you know that you're really getting into that coleslaw and keeps it crunchy and everything. Plus you get a nice kind of background poppy seed flavor, which really complements the tanginess of the tonkatsu sauce really, really well. So the chicken, we do a classic breading on it. We're going to show you two different ways to do it just because we have some fresh shokupan frozen here. So we can do the nama panko, which is fresh panko. So traditionally, we're going to dredge it in some dry flour, egg wash on it, and then drop it in the dried panko breadcrumbs. We do about a 2-to-1 ratio of panko breadcrumb to Captain Crunch cereal here at the store. Two reasons. A, it adds a little bit of color and a little bit of flavor with the corn and the sweetness of it. And two, I'm addicted to sugar. I own an ice cream shop, so everything has to have a little bit of sweetness in it. And then the nama panko is just something fun, shaving frozen shokupan, fresh shokupan, really, really thin to get those really wispy, craggly, kind of crazy looking bits on the outside of the chicken so that when you drop it in the fryer, it kind of gets this crazy cordyceps-y kind of, fingery kind of look all over it. And it has like a really great crunch to it and everything like that. A little bit less traditional on a sandwich like this, and definitely not something that you'd have to do at home or would expect you to do. Traditional panko honestly works just fine and honestly is superior on certain occasions. So yeah, so the chicken we're going to bread up like we talked about, flour, egg wash into the panko and Captain Crunch mixture or the nama panko, depending on which route you're going to go. Then we drop it into about a 350 degree fryer for about 3, 4, 5 minutes, depending on the thickness of the chicken breast and everything like that. Make sure it's cooked all the way through. Pull it out of the fryer for about 30 seconds to a minute just to let it kind of the breading set on it, and then drop it back into the fryer for another minute. It'll kind of internally cook while it's sitting on top of the fryer so that you're not like browning the outside too much. And then you can drop it back in the fryer at the very end to kind of finish it off and get a little bit of extra crisp on it. Use a thermometer to go ahead and make sure it's temping at 165 degrees on the internal temperature. You don't want to be getting anybody sick or anything like that. And then once the chicken comes out of the fryer, we like to season it a little bit beyond just the traditional salt and pepper. So we have this Furikake seasoning. Traditional rice seasoning has a little bit of dried seaweed in there, sesame seeds, different things of that nature. Really adds a depth of flavor to the chicken and a familiarity, kind of what you expect when you're eating this type of chicken katsu. You know, traditionally you're going to have a little bit of this Furikake sprinkled over your rice, especially if you're in Japan or something like that. So just trying to emulate that. And then as far as building the sandwich, we take this awesome shokupan bread that we get from Tokyo Premium Bakery here in Denver. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We're not going to try and make better shokupan than the people that do it best in this city. It's excellent bread. It really, really is great. So put a little bit of mayo on there. Toast it off, make sure it gets a nice golden brown crust and texture on it, nice and crispy and crunchy and toasted. And then we go ahead and we take our pickled radish that we make with a little bit of turmeric just to add a little bit of color and a little bit of freshness on there. That homemade coleslaw, the pineapple poppy seed coleslaw goes on top. It helps to drain that just a little bit because it is a pretty saucy coleslaw. And then we go ahead and put the chicken on there and then we sauce it. Go ahead and put the other piece of bread on top and cut it on the bias. I like this sandwich because it has all the elements of what you would expect to get on a plate of chicken katsu. If you go to a traditional chicken katsu restaurant, usually you're going to get the rice, the chicken, the sauce, and some sort of coleslaw or like roughage on the side and everything. So this is just kind of taking a traditional plate of food and reimagining it in a different way that is approachable for people and that you can eat in your hand, which there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, so you're going to have the toasted shokupan with the katsu sauce on top of the chicken, the nicely fried crispy chicken with the panko and the Captain Crunch on there, and then a really nice thick layer of our pineapple poppy seed coleslaw. And then hiding underneath there are going to be those pickled radishes, just for some crunch, freshness, and texture. So